Picture this. You're in a high-stakes negotiation, the room thick with tension. Every word, every glance, every pause could mean the difference between victory and defeat. Suddenly, while others scramble to react, you see the hidden patterns, the subtle tells, the unspoken fears, the concealed ambitions. Your mind races ahead, anticipating moves before they happen. In that moment, your intelligence isn't just sharp, it's dangerous. It's the kind of intelligence that doesn't just solve problems but controls the entire game. This is the power of dangerous intelligence. A rare and formidable skill that separates the leaders from the followers, the winners from the losers. It's not about how much you know, but how strategically you think, how well you read the room, and how decisively you act. It's about mastering the mental game of power, influence, and control. In this video, you'll unlock Machiavelli's timeless insights into mental mastery. These aren't just theories. They're practical tactics that have shaped history's greatest strategists and power players. You'll learn how to think several moves ahead, manipulate perception, and wield your intellect as a weapon. Without this mindset, you're always a step behind in the game of power. Reacting, guessing, and losing ground. But with it, you become unstoppable, a force that commands respect and shapes outcomes effortlessly. Get ready to transform your thinking and elevate your influence. Because dangerous intelligence isn't just smart. It's power. Most people believe that intelligence alone is enough to succeed. But the harsh reality is that without strategic thinking, even the smartest minds falter. The core problem lies in common mental pitfalls. Reactive thinking, emotional bias, and a lack of foresight that keep most men trapped in a cycle of missed opportunities and defeat. Reactive thinking is the enemy of strategy. When faced with challenges, many respond impulsively, driven by immediate emotions rather than calculated analysis. This knee-jerk reaction often leads to poor decisions, allowing rivals who plan ahead to outmaneuver them effortlessly. Imagine a businessman who reacts angrily to criticism during a negotiation, losing his composure and weakening his position. His opponent, calm and strategic, seizes the advantage. Emotional bias further clouds judgment. People tend to see what they want to see, ignoring inconvenient truths or overestimating their own abilities. This distorted perception blinds them to threats and opportunities alike. For example, a leader who refuses to acknowledge internal dissent may be blindsided by a coup or betrayal, simply because his emotions prevent him from seeing reality clearly. Lack of foresight is perhaps the most crippling flaw. Without the ability to anticipate future moves and consequences, men become reactive players rather than proactive masters of their fate. They fail to plan for contingencies, leaving themselves vulnerable to unexpected setbacks. Consider a promising entrepreneur who expands too quickly without assessing market risks, only to face bankruptcy when conditions shift. Take the story of David, a talented executive who lost everything because he failed to think strategically. David was brilliant but impulsive, often reacting emotionally to office politics. He ignored subtle signs of rivalry and failed to build alliances. When a well-prepared competitor orchestrated a takeover, David was caught off guard, losing his position and reputation. Machiavelli's strategic mastery offers a way out of this trap. By cultivating foresight, emotional control, and calculated planning, you can rise above reactive chaos. Strategic thinking transforms intelligence into power, enabling you to anticipate, influence, and dominate. Without it, you remain vulnerable. Always a step behind, always at risk of being outsmarted. Niccolo Machiavelli, the master strategist of the Renaissance, redefined intelligence beyond mere knowledge or book smarts. For him, true intelligence was the ability to manipulate perception, anticipate the moves of others, and control outcomes in a complex and often ruthless world. It was not enough to be smart. One had to be strategically smart, dangerously smart. Machiavelli believed that intelligence is a tool of power, wielded not just through facts or logic, but through understanding human nature and social dynamics. He saw people as driven by self-interest, fear, and ambition, often masking their true intentions behind carefully crafted facades. The intelligent strategist learns to see beyond these masks, reading the unspoken and predicting behavior before it unfolds. Central to Machiavelli's philosophy is the idea that perception shapes reality. If you can control how others perceive you, you control their actions. This means managing your image, framing situations to your advantage, and using deception when necessary, not as a sign of weakness, but as a calculated tactic. Intelligence, therefore, involves a mastery of appearances and narratives as much as it does of facts. Adaptability is another cornerstone of Machiavellian intelligence. The world is unpredictable, and rigid thinking leads to downfall. Machiavelli praised leaders who could pivot quickly, seize opportunities, and respond to changing circumstances with boldness and precision. Calculated boldness, taking risks with careful planning, distinguishes the successful strategist from the cautious follower. Machiavelli's intelligence is not passive. It is active and aggressive in its subtlety. It requires constant vigilance, learning from every interaction and refining one's approach. It demands a balance between patience and decisiveness, between concealment and revelation. In essence, Machiavelli teaches that intelligence is a dynamic force, a blend of psychological insight, strategic foresight, and social manipulation. It is the foundation upon which power is built and maintained. To become dangerously smart, you must embrace this philosophy. Think several moves ahead, control perceptions, adapt swiftly, and act boldly. Only then can you navigate the game of power with confidence and mastery. Mastering the art of dangerous intelligence requires adopting a set of mental tactics that sharpen your strategic thinking and social influence. Machiavelli's 14 mental tactics provide a powerful framework to outthink rivals, control perceptions, and seize opportunities. Below, each tactic is explained, illustrated with a real-world example, and paired with a practical tip for immediate use. Tactic 1. Think several moves ahead like a chess master. True intelligence is foresight. Like a chess master, you must anticipate your opponent's responses and plan your moves accordingly. This prevents surprises and keeps you in control. Example: in business, Warren Buffett famously studies market trends and competitor moves years in advance, allowing him to make calculated investments. Tip: before making decisions, visualize possible outcomes and prepare contingencies. Tactic 2. Control the narrative to shape reality. Perception shapes reality. By controlling the story others tell about you, you influence how they act. Example: Julius Caesar crafted his public image as a decisive leader through speeches and public acts, shaping how Rome perceived him. Tip: be deliberate about what you share and how you present yourself. Manage rumors proactively. Tactic 3. Use deception as a strategic tool. Deception isn't about dishonesty for its own sake, but a calculated tactic to mislead opponents and gain advantage. Example: during World War II, the Allies used fake radio transmissions to mislead the Axis about the D-Day invasion location. Tip: use selective truth and misdirection to keep rivals guessing. Tactic 4. Exploit opponents' weaknesses without mercy. Identify and leverage your opponent's vulnerabilities decisively. Example: Napoleon exploited the disunity among his enemies to conquer Europe. Tip: study rivals carefully and strike where they are weakest. Tactic 5. Master emotional detachment to think clearly. Emotions cloud judgment. Detach yourself to analyze situations objectively. Example: Angela Merkel's calm, unemotional decision-making earned her respect and effective leadership. Tip: practice mindfulness and pause before reacting. Tactic 6. Leverage social dynamics to your advantage. Understand and manipulate social hierarchies and alliances to strengthen your position. Example: Machiavelli advised rulers to build alliances to isolate enemies. Tip: network strategically and align with influential figures. 7. Use silence and ambiguity to confuse rivals. Silence can unsettle opponents and create mystery. Ambiguity prevents rivals from predicting your moves. Example: Steve Jobs was known for his enigmatic presentations, keeping competitors off balance. Tip: speak less, reveal less, and let others fill the gaps. Tactic 8. Cultivate a reputation that precedes you. Your reputation is a powerful asset that influences how others treat you before you even speak. Example: Elon Musk's reputation as an innovator opens doors and commands attention. Tip: build and protect your image consistently. Tactic 9. Adapt quickly to changing circumstances. Flexibility is key to survival and success. Example: during the Cuban Missile Crisis, Kennedy adapted his strategy based on new intelligence. Avoiding war. Tip: stay informed and be ready to pivot your plans. Tactic 10. Use strategic boldness to seize opportunities. Bold moves, when calculated, can shift power dramatically. Example: Alexander the Great's daring campaigns expanded his empire rapidly. Tip: assess risks carefully and act decisively when the fire rapidly. Tip: moment is right. Tactic 11. Observe and learn from every interaction. Every social encounter is a chance to gather intelligence and refine your strategy. Example: Sherlock Holmes' success lies in his keen observation and deduction. Tip: pay attention to details others miss and reflect on your experiences. Tactic 12. Manage your image like a brand. Consistent messaging and presentation build trust and authority. Example: Oprah Winfrey's carefully crafted public persona has made her a global influencer. Tip: align your actions, words, and appearance with your desired image. Tactic 13. Avoid predictability to stay ahead. Predictability makes you vulnerable. Keep rivals guessing. Example: the unpredictability of guerrilla warfare tactics often confounds larger armies. Tip: vary your strategies and responses to maintain an edge. Tactic 14. Turn setbacks into strategic advantages. Use failures and obstacles as opportunities to learn, adapt, and strengthen your position. Example: Thomas Edison's numerous failed experiments led to the invention of the light bulb. Tip: reframe setbacks as lessons and leverage them to improve. By mastering these 14 mental tactics, you develop a dangerously smart mindset that empowers you to outthink, outmaneuver, and dominate in any arena. Practice these strategies consistently to transform your intelligence into unstoppable power. Understanding Machiavelli's 14 mental tactics is one thing, but applying them effectively in real life is where true power emerges. Let's explore vivid scenarios where individuals have used these strategies to outthink rivals and transform their social and professional standing. Business. The calculated negotiator. Imagine a high-stakes corporate negotiation where every word and gesture matters. Sarah, a seasoned executive, enters the room armed with Machiavellian tactics. She thinks several moves ahead, anticipating objections and preparing counter-arguments. When her opponent tries to dominate the conversation with aggressive tactics, Sarah remains calm and silent, forcing him to reveal his true intentions. She controls the narrative by reframing the discussion around mutual benefits, subtly undermining his position without direct confrontation. Her strategic boldness and adaptability allow her to secure a deal far better than expected. Sarah's mastery of emotional detachment and social dynamics turns a tense negotiation into a decisive victory. Politics. The master of perception in the political arena. Perception is everything. Consider Marcus, a rising politician facing a smear campaign. Instead of reacting emotionally, he uses silence and ambiguity to confuse his opponents. He carefully manages his public image, projecting strength and unpredictability. By leveraging social alliances and turning setbacks into opportunities, Marcus reframes the narrative, shifting public opinion in his favor. His ability to observe and learn from every interaction helps him anticipate attacks and respond with calculated precision. Marcus's dangerous intelligence transforms him from a target into a respected leader. Social settings. The strategic connector at a social gathering. David notices subtle power plays and hidden agendas. Using mirroring, he builds rapport with key influencers while detecting emotional triggers and manipulation attempts. When a rival tries to gaslight him, David remains composed, using his reputation and alliances to isolate the offender. He adapts quickly to shifting dynamics, turning potential conflicts into opportunities to strengthen his network. David's strategic use of silence and control over social frames elevates his status, making him a central figure in the group. These real-world examples demonstrate how Machiavelli's mental tactics are not abstract theories, but practical tools for navigating complex environments. By thinking strategically, controlling perception, and mastering social dynamics, you can become dangerously intelligent, outsmarting rivals, and commanding respect wherever you go. Even the most intelligent and strategic minds can fall prey to common pitfalls that undermine their effectiveness. Recognizing and avoiding these errors is crucial to maintaining mental clarity and strategic flexibility. One of the most damaging mistakes is overconfidence. When you believe you have all the answers, you become blind to new information and alternative perspectives. Overconfidence leads to reckless decisions and underestimating opponents, which can quickly erode your advantage. For example, a CEO who ignores market shifts due to hubris risks losing their company's competitive edge. Rigidity is another common trap. Sticking stubbornly to a plan or mindset without adapting to changing circumstances limits your ability to respond effectively. Machiavelli emphasized adaptability as a key to survival and success. Those who fail to pivot when needed become predictable and vulnerable. Emotional decision-making also sabotages intelligence. Allowing anger, fear, or pride to dictate your choices clouds judgment and leads to impulsive actions. Emotional reactions can alienate allies and provide openings for rivals to exploit. To avoid these pitfalls, cultivate humility and a willingness to learn. Regularly question your assumptions and seek diverse viewpoints to broaden your understanding. Embrace flexibility by preparing multiple strategies and being ready to adjust as situations evolve. Practice emotional regulation through mindfulness and reflection. When faced with pressure, pause to assess before acting. This helps maintain control and ensures decisions are grounded in reason rather than impulse. By steering clear of overconfidence, rigidity, and emotional impulsiveness, you preserve the sharpness and agility of your mind. This mental discipline is essential to becoming dangerously smart. Able to navigate complexity with clarity and strategic foresight. Becoming dangerously intelligent isn't a one-time achievement. It's a daily commitment to sharpening your mind, emotions, and social instincts. By cultivating specific habits and mindset shifts, you can transform your strategic thinking and influence into second nature. Start your day with mindfulness practice. Spend 5 to 10 minutes focusing on your breath and observing your thoughts without judgment. This trains your brain to stay calm and centered, even in high-pressure situations, allowing you to respond with clarity rather than reaction. Incorporate journaling into your routine. After each social or professional interaction, jot down key observations, behaviors, emotional cues, inconsistencies, and your own responses. Reflect on what worked, what didn't, and what you can improve. This habit deepens your self-awareness and hones your ability to read others accurately. Practice scenario planning regularly. Visualize upcoming challenges or conversations and mentally rehearse different strategies and outcomes. This prepares you to think several moves ahead, anticipate obstacles, and adapt quickly when reality shifts. Enhance your emotional control by recognizing your triggers. When you feel anger, frustration, or anxiety rising, pause and take a few deep breaths. Train yourself to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively, maintaining your composure and authority. Develop your social awareness by observing people in everyday settings. Notice body language clusters, tone shifts, and group dynamics. The more you practice, the more intuitive your understanding becomes. Finally, cultivate a mindset of continuous learning and humility. Accept that mastery is a journey, not a destination. Stay curious, seek feedback, and be willing to adjust your approach as you grow. By integrating these habits daily, you build a powerful mental toolkit. Dangerous intelligence becomes not just a skill, but your default way of thinking and interacting, giving you the edge to outthink, outmaneuver, and lead with confidence. Machiavellian mental tactics are your key to becoming dangerously smart, equipped to outthink rivals, control social dynamics, and command respect effortlessly. These strategies aren't just theories. They are practical tools that, when practiced daily, transform your mindset and elevate your influence. Commit to sharpening your strategic thinking, emotional control, and social awareness every day. The world is full of challenges and hidden agendas, but with dangerous intelligence, you'll navigate them with confidence and mastery. Start now, because your success depends on the power of your mind and the choices you make today.